how can a student start the journey of who am I while being in the society and maintaining the roles?
My parents gave me this body. Some coincidence gave me this gender. DNA gave me the IQ that brought me here. My family and the lineage gave me my religion. So who am I? Everything is coming from somewhere else. So who are you? What is yours? Now that brings us to a very interesting point, and it must be especially interesting to you because you are a young person. Answer to the question, who am I, starts tending toward
Acharya ji, isn't our own existence and presence truly ours?
in what sense? How are you different from a puppet?
The puppet follows the masters, but
You to do that.
Namaste, sir. It's a pleasure to talk to you. So, my question is that education teaches us a lot of things, but we don't learn about ourselves. So, how can a student start the journey of who am I while being in the society and maintaining the roles?
So as you say this, imagine they all start clapping, applauding, cheering. That would mean something to you, right? Right? So you utter something and they start applauding you. And you puff up a little. You start feeling good about life, at least momentarily. Equally, if you utter something and they start booing, how do you feel? Bad. You curse yourself, you curse them, and you want all this to get over as soon as possible. No? Yeah. So who are you in all this? Are you an individual? Are you a closed system? Are you somebody with an internal engine at her heart? Or are you being pushed from the outside? If applause can inflate you, and criticism or calumny can deflate you, who are you? You asked how to know who I am. That's how. What does the word mean to you? The more you see that in ways gross and subtle, the word means almost everything to you, you will realize that the answer to the question, who am I, starts tending towards I am not, or I am a puppet. Because saying I am necessitates, requires some kind of independence. No, I am. When you say I am, you imply an individual existence, some kind of sovereignty. But the more you see that everything about you is coming from the world, the question itself will appear absurd. I don't have an independent existence. The world is ruling me all the time. My parents gave me this body. Some coincidence gave me this gender. DNA gave me the IQ that brought me here, to some extent at least. There are other factors as well, obviously. My parents' economic condition allowed me to have the education that brought me here. My family and the lineage gave me my religion. So who am I? Is there anything independent about me? Anything? The inner physical system gives me my thoughts and feelings to a great extent. When I was 10, I didn't used to have the same kinds of feelings as I have when I'm 20, because there is a hormonal discontinuity in between. The place, the culture gave me my dressing sense, my sartorial sensibilities. As a woman, you probably didn't independently decide to have long hair, right? He doesn't have long hair, he doesn't have long hair, I don't have much hair. He he too doesn't have very long hair. Where are those long hair coming from? Are they yours? Or do they belong to the culture? So who are you? Is there anything about you that is truly yours? Soul. What is that? What exactly is that? Hmm? X-ray, MRI, CAT scan. Please show that to me. And you are sitting here in an institution of science, critical thinking, and inquiry. Right? We are not talking of superstitions here. In fact, even the idea that there exists something called the soul is not originally yours. Even that comes from somebody else. Had they not told you that something called the soul or Jivatma lives somewhere in the intestines, would you have harbored this thought? A kid is born, and you do not condition the kid into all kinds of stupid superstitions. Would the kid imagine those things on his own ever? Would the kid do that? Please tell me. So even your superstitions are not your own. Even your ignorance is not your own. What is yours? All these books that you read, you wrote them, did you? This language we are using as a bridge right now, did we create this language? Did we invent this audio system? So who are you? Who are you? Is there anything in you that does not belong to the world? Starting from your physical configuration to your mental beliefs and your religious inclinations, everything is coming from somewhere else. So who are you? Who are you? Now that brings us to a very interesting point, and it must be especially interesting to you because you are a young person. Forget about who am I. I am only when I am free. Who I am is a question that comes at a later stage of metaphysics. First of all, am I? Don't ask who am I. Ask, am I? What does am I mean? Do I even exist? Am I? Am I? And you are only when you are free. If you are not free of the world, you don't even exist. You look like existing. You look like an individual. You look like a distinct entity. But that's only as distinct as the puppet in the roadshow. Kids are taken, and kids feel as if the puppet has agency of its own. But adults know that the puppet has nothing of its own. Somebody else made the puppet, somebody dressed it up, somebody wrote the script, and now the puppeteer is running the show. You are only when you are free. Is there anything within you that can observe the mechanics of the body, the relationships with the world? And can the observation be so pure that it dissociates you from whatever is going on? If yes, then you do exist. But existence is rare. Having a body does not make you existent. It only makes you appear as somebody. That does not mean that you have any kind of ontological validation now. You really exist only when there is something in you that is independent of the world. And you must ask this question, I repeat, as young persons. Anything you that is independent of the world? Your choice of graduation came from the world. Somebody told you, you must write the JEE because all the good students do that, and then you get a package or something. Based on your rank, you just picked up a branch, right? It was not because you loved that branch. What is truly yours? Then some random company will visit the campus, and based on luck and chance and the trend and crowd behavior, you will land some job. Or maybe because a couple of your friends are writing the CAT or the GMAT or something, so you too write that and you get selected and fly away. What is truly yours? And then you say you have fallen in love. But before that, you ensured that the right religion and the right caste were ticked. What is truly yours? What is truly yours? And then you decide to get married. Had nobody told you that something like the institution of marriage has to exist between a man and a woman, would you have ever chosen to get married? But you will say, I am getting married, please come, you are all invited. Such a stupid thing to say. You are not getting married. The system is marrying you. And that's such an obscene thing. Some invisible face, some anonymous system is pushing you towards some person and institutionalizing the relationship. What is yours? What is yours? And then probably you'll also have a kid because that's what your body will tell you and that's what your society will tell you. And you will say, I feel like having a kid because that's what your hormones at 20, 25 or 35 are telling you. Are you your hormones? Do you dictate your hormones or do your hormones dictate you? Then how does the compulsion of the body become your compulsion? And the society will say, you are not a good woman if you don't have kids. And you will say, okay, fine, that's right. My mother had kids, her mother too had kids, so I will have kids. Are those kids yours? Are you really the mother? No. They are the kids of an invisible, ancient social face. You are not even the mother. Such a disgrace. Randomly we keep claiming, he is my son, she is my daughter. No, but no. You are just some kind of agent. You are just some kind of machine producing the output. The machine was controlled by somebody else. Somebody else was pushing the button and running and operating the machine. Can the machine claim ownership of its products? I'm asking you. Can any machine claim ownership of its products? Does that happen? So yes, you will be producing a lot, even in your corporate life. But then that's not what you have produced. You are not the doer, the owner. It's happening from somewhere else. It's a good age, a good point to realize that. Who am I is a very fashionable question to ask. Who am I? Who am I? Once you feel like asking, who am I? Pause and ask, am I? Do I even exist? Do I even exist? What do you love to eat? Biryani. What do you enjoy, ma'am?
Same.
Same. हिंदी वाला सेम सेम की सब्जी बिरयानी. Okay. Born in Nigeria, would either of them order biryani at a restaurant? Even the food choices are coming from the society. Born in Japan, you would not opt for dal or jackfruit curry. Would you? Which sports do you love to play?
Pickleball recently.
Pickleball. Why were you not even thinking of pickleball till around 10 years back? Because Indian society had not adopted pickleball at all. Because there were no courts at all. Is your choice yours? Cricket is a default love. Born in Korea, would you still love cricket? Or Peru? Or Denmark? So is your love yours? Oh. So the answer to the question, who am I, is get rid of the who and focus on the remaining two words.
Acharya ji, isn't our own existence and presence truly ours?
In what sense? How are you different from a puppet?
The puppet follows the masters, but
You too do that. Don't you?
then I suppose I don't, because the emotive factor plays along here.
Where do the emotions come from? Do you know the neuroscience of emotions? Long before you experience an emotion, the body has initiated its process. Is your emotion even yours? Only after the body has already cooked and baked the emotion, you even come to know of it. Suppose you come to know of an emotion at t is equal to 10. And you say, I know, I'm feeling a bit angry. Emotion. Or feeling lonely. Whatever. Sad. Emotion. T is equal to 10 seconds. The build-up of the emotion had already started at t is equal to 0. Without your choice, and the humiliation is without even your knowledge. You didn't even know that the emotion has already started. How are your emotions yours? Phenomenology, psychology, neuroscience, they are getting together to come up with fantastic insights. You know what one of them says? The intensity of these lights impacts the flavor of this discussion. If we increase the intensity, the questions are likely to change. Are your questions yours? music or sound or noise in a hall changes the entire experience, the whole perception. If your neighbor, for example, next to you is noisy, that will alter your perception of what I am saying. So is even your understanding yours? That which you call as your understanding, even that is not yours. An individual can be made to take any kind of decision if the causal factors are properly registered. Suppose you call your decision as a variable z. Science today very well understands that z is f, x, y, and st and uv. That is understood that z is not independent. Z depends on x, y, uv, st. The only remaining problem is identifying uv, st correctly and coming up with the right expression of the function. Just saying that z is dependent on x, y, st won't suffice. You also need to know the function as clearly as possible. That's the only remaining challenge. And that challenge is being accepted. You know by whom? Now comes the scary part. That challenge is being accepted most warmly by those who want to enslave you. Advertisers, corporate masters, dictatorships, candidates canvassing for votes in flawed democracies. They want to know exactly how does the user or customer or voter come to a decision. They want to know all the x, y, uv, st, and they want to know the exact function. And they are speeding towards discovering the variables and the function. You know what that means for you? That you will be totally controlled and you'll just keep thinking that your decisions are yours while somebody would be dictating your decisions in the backdrop. And now you know what a lot of this battle for data is about. Your mobile phone is actually sending out copious amounts of data that helps someone predict your behavior. And once you are predictable, you are controllable. Anybody who can be predicted can be enslaved. Am I? Am I? And the funny thing would be, all this while, you will smugly keep thinking that you are an independent individual. You will keep thinking that you are voting on your own. You'll keep thinking that the purchase decision was made freely by you. You will not even realize that you were forced to purchase something. Just that the gun was not visible. You will not realize that now you are being controlled through chips, invisible chips, implanted in your psyche. When you were controlled through brute force, you could resist because that was ugly. It was obvious an external aggressor was trying to dominate you, so you felt like rebelling. No? Somebody is trying to dominate and I will fight it out. I'll be a freedom fighter. Today, the game is subtler. The aggressor is way more cunning. The aggressor, in fact, has some kind of spiritual inclination, or at least psychological understanding. That much he has. So he simply gets into your mind and captures you there. Not from outside, but from inside. And once you have been captured from inside, tell me, do you even exist? Do you even exist? As young people who would be populating this planet, that's a very important question you must ask yourselves. Are your opinions yours, or you are simply influenced? Are your emotions yours, or you are just being a physical puppet, controlled by all kinds of inner secretions? Whenever you feel very strongly about something, it would be wiser to ask, from where did I get this opinion? Did I always have this opinion? Exactly who succeeded in putting this in my mind? That's a very important question to ask. But that's a scary question to ask, because after that question comes responsibility. The responsibility to live freely and enjoy the consequences. Consequences do not mean security, right? Responsibility is beautiful and tough. Therefore, most people prefer to be puppets. Yeah?